Hey guys, and welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. My name is Rob, and I usually start these videos with my character standing and I do a little bow or a wave or something, but as I was getting ready to record and I sat at the bonfire to level up and kindle the bonfire, go human and all that, I realized the game has my character's legs just kind of spazzing out. I thought that was kind of funny because basically like he's sitting in snow. It's like he's shivering, trying to warm up by the bonfire, and I just found that kind of funny. So anyway, we're gonna do the Painted World today, which again is one of my favorite areas in the game, probably my top favorite area. Let me top off my humanity. Don't have a ton of it. Can always farm for more, or if I get desperate enough, I can dupe it. But there's a couple of things I didn't read that I got last time from Sigmire of Katarina. First being the Tiny Beings Ring. Now, this is one of the starting items that your character can begin with in your journey from the Undead Asylum. Ring made of an ancient tiny red jewel. Grants small increase to HP. Rings grant powers large and small. Their discovery and effective use can make one's journey easier, so not anything specific to the Knights of Katarina or anything like that. But Sigmire gave it to us, obviously he was wearing it for a small increase to his HP, to make his journey a little easier. Yeah, so let's also read the miracle he gave us, Emit Force. And it's placed right next to Tranquil Walk of Peace. I don't think that's any coincidence, because Emit Force is an outland miracle far into the Way of White, just like the Tranquil Walk of Peace. Considered an alternate branching of Force, emits an expanding shockwave orb. Both of these miracles take 18 faith to be able to use. One of them will slow down anyone who gets close to you and allow you to run away. The other one is a projectile. I don't think it's a coincidence that Sigmire is carrying this particular miracle around and gifted it to you. The more I'm sitting here thinking about it, it seems like these two miracles kind of go hand in hand with each other. You cast Tranquil Walk of Peace to keep an enemy or an aggressor from pursuing you, and you throw Emit Force at them and continue to run away. I mean, kind of, nothing against projectile weapons at all, or even Tranquil Walk of Peace, but when you take these things into account and take in Sigmire's character into account, it almost seems like the quote-unquote miracles of cowards. But miracles require faith and are usually linked with some type of religion. I don't have any miracles in my inventory other than these two that I've gotten, but I've read the descriptions of some, and they're all like tales of the gods and stuff like that. So, what tale is being spun here? Don't know. But it doesn't require an excessive amount of faith, only a little faith. But anyway, speaking of miracles and faith, I'm going to find some items that have to do with those concepts here in the Painted World. And we're going to get some lore, little bits and pieces of information on Velka while we're here. This door does not open from that side. We'll have to unlock it from the other side. Probably the only thing I don't really like about this particular area is the fact that there are bone wheel skeletons here. That's probably the only thing. Really need to restock my arrows. Let me see here if I can... Yeah, there we go. You can already kind of see from here the crow demons that I'm going to have to face eventually. That one doesn't aggro to get to this particular spot, I don't think. That was some humanity on a corpse that was hanging, just kind of dangling there. And speaking of which, I already kind of got the souvenir of reprisal. Let's read that. I don't think I read it last time. Blood drained, shrunken ear. Souvenir taken for subduing the guilty. We got this one from Lautrec. The knights called the Blades of the Dark Moon punish the guilt-soaked defenders of the gods and take this as proof of their conquest. The earless corpses of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods. Such is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. So this has, every time you invade as a Blade of the Dark Moon and you kill the host, this is your prize. This is what you offer up to Gwendolyn to kind of deepen your alliance to the Dark Moon Covenant. Now we know from some of the other lore that we've read that Velka is a goddess of like sin and vengeance and things like that. And she has some type of affiliation with the Dark Moon Covenant. Or at least that's kind of what I've picked up on. The more I'm speculating about it, the more I think that maybe Velka was the head, the goddess of the Dark Moon Covenant. But maybe for one reason or another, Gwen, being basically the head of the pantheon of the gods, decided to banish her from that position and instead instate his son. Yep. Quelaag's Fury Sword works great in this level. You can farm souvenirs of reprisal from the Crow Demons. Just spread eagle. Or spread crow. Or something. This is a really weird enemy. Creepy looking. With the human-like features. And then the bird's head and wings and stuff. And they can do some damage if you let them. They have an attack where they can latch onto you and just peck the hell out of your head, and if you're not careful, it'll drain your entire life bar. A lot of archers in this place. And there's a new enemy here, these bloated hollows. They breathe fire at you. So maybe they were at one time pyromancers. But if you kill them without burning them with fire, then when they die, they will kind of explode like this toxic mist on you that will inflict you with toxic, unless you have really high toxic resistance. But honestly, every time I've ever gotten hit with it, I was immediately afflicted, so your toxic resistance may not even matter. So it's another reason Quelaag's Fury Sword is really good in this area. Because most likely, if you come into this area with a +5 fire weapon, it won't be doing as much damage as, other weapons could, because +5 fire is sort of low for this point in the game. If you came to the Painted World much later with a +5 chaos weapon, it's a different story. But Quelaag's Fury Sword, basically, once it's fully reinforced and you've got the 10 humanity in your counter. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my neighbor's dog barking its stupid dog head off again. Yeah, it's basically got the same strength as a fully reinforced chaos weapon, so, yeah. You kind of have to go a little more out of your way to have a fully upgraded chaos weapon at this point in the game. Yeah, basically, torch hollows that can breathe fire at you and explode with toxic whenever you kill them. It's a deadly combo. But the Painted World of Ariamis was created for basically a place for the gods to store things that they, for one reason or another, are unable to destroy, but they deem as a threat to their existence. Like the occult ember, like Priscilla herself, and the art of life drain. Not life drain, or what is it exactly? I don't know, I might actually have to get her soul in order to see exactly what her power is if they fear, because I can't remember if it's that or... I forget the exact terminology. But let's see here. The key that you need to actually get into the Painted World, the peculiar doll. We'll read that again. There once was an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly, and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. It's presumably talking about Priscilla, but how would the doll end up in the undead asylum then? And not like just outside the painted world or something like that. Maybe the Black Knights took the painted doll, and in an effort to prevent the chosen undead from coming here, I don't know. Because Gwendolyn, he wants you to link the fire, which involves killing Gwen and the Four Lords and all that kind of stuff. He wants that to happen, but I would imagine he himself does not want to die. Even though, you know, there's really nothing in here that makes it, you know, significantly easier to kill him, you know, gameplay-wise, but, you know, maybe, according to the lore, these crows are just jumping down. That one actually died. That's funny. Yeah, there's like multiple crow demons up here. There we go. That one dropped a souvenir of reprisal, and I'm going to have to go all the way back down in order to get it. That's fine, though. Alright. You come all the way up here, and there's a corpse. There's a light coming from up there, but I don't know if that's supposed to be the moon or what. But anyway, we get the red sign soapstone. Be summoned to another world as a dark spirit and defeat the summoner to acquire humanity. Certain dark wraiths resist their descent into dark and persevere along the honorable path. The red sign soapstone is for them. Yeah, I used to enjoy using the red sign soapstone until I would use it and then just be constantly summoned in by gankers who wanted to do nothing but spawn gank and kill you before. Like, they did not want to fight. They wanted to just beat down whatever red phantoms they could get, I guess for the souls or whatever. So I just kind of don't use it anymore. If whenever I PvP. If I'm going to PvP, I'm going to be invading. Let's see. Alright, so got that. Oh, well, hello there. Yeah, that one already had a good bit of fall damage inflicted on it. But besides the lore, this was the first area of the game that was made by the developers. They designed this painted world. Maybe at some point it was supposed to be the undead asylum to the north. That's believable because it's cold and isolated. But then for one reason or another, they decided to make it a different area altogether. Either way, I'm glad it wasn't scrapped and that it's in the game. Come down here and get that souvenir of reprisal. I may offer some to Gwendolyn just to get the miracles and stuff, to read the lore on them. Yeah. Alright. You come down into here. This door is locked by a contraption, not a key. You have to activate it in another location. You come into this area and it's kind of like a courtyard with the phalanx enemy, which is kind of not exactly like the phalanx from Demon Souls, but that's, you know, kind of what this little whatever cluster here of enemies is paying homage to. And a statue that is not facing us with 3 crows kind of perched on it. I think that's kind of significant. I think that's probably supposed to be a statue of Velka. I think that's what a lot of people kind of take it to be, but not sure. Alright. Quillag's Fury Sword, of course, works great for taking these guys out, and for taking out the entire cluster, you get a very decent amount of souls. I was trying to use Estus there. There we go. You can kind of hear a wolf in the background, or a dog or something. Got some scattered tombstones around here. They're not very organized. But I've noticed a lot of video games do this. They just kind of put tombstones wherever without organizing them the way a cemetery would be. But maybe there are grave sites where the tombstones are just kind of scattered all about if they buried multiple bodies in one pit or something. I don't know. Got a Ring of Sacrifice, which I believe the Rings of Sacrifice have like lore on them pertaining to Velka. Yeah. Created in a sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin. Yeah, and I guess like a greater sacrifice may be provided to Velka for the rare ring, maybe? It doesn't say. It says a sacrificial rite. I wonder what that rite may actually be. Is it a human sacrifice, or is it just the shedding of one's own blood, like the pricking of a finger, severing of a limb? Kind of makes me wonder if the transient curses are somehow linked to that rite of Velka, like you have to sever a limb or something like that. There's a little church area here, pews that are all busted up, no thanks to me rolling through them. Looks like there's some bloodstains here, like some bad stuff went on. I mean, this kind of looks like a little church sanctuary thing. With Velka being a goddess in the pantheon of the Dark Souls gods, I mean, it would make sense if she has devoted followers and worshippers and whatnot. Looks like a lot of gruesome stuff going on here. Let me go ahead and open up this shortcut. There we go. All right. About to be invaded by NPC invader down here called Santhus King Jeremiah. If you come around here, yeah, it's a pyromancy called Acid Surge, which lets you wreck another player's equipment in PvP, but I never see anybody ever using it. It's more of a troll spell that, you know, most of the PvP that you'll see nowadays in Dark Souls Remastered is just among the few PvP nerds that, you know, still like to play meta duels and stuff. Large Soul of a Proud Knight. Yeah, lots of hollows on these pikes here. You've got these stone cages. Look like they may have been used to haul in something against its will. And then as you approach this ledge over here, you kind of hear some ambient, like if I'm quiet, you can kind of sort of hear it. It's very subtle though. Alright, and there he is, right on cue. As soon as you walk over here, the Santhus King will invade. He uses a notched whip, has a big head covering on that presumably conceals a parasite, and he'll use chaos pyromancies, but I didn't even give him a chance to really do anything. The two pyromancies he uses are Chaos Fireball and Chaos Firestorm. Which are the pyromancies that you are gifted from, whatchamacallit, the Fair Lady. Those are the two pyromancies she will give you. We just got the Notched Whip, which is thorny. Similar to Kirk's equipment, which, you find out later in the game that Darkwraith Kirk is actually a Chaos Servant. He's trying to get humanity for the Fair Lady. 8 strength, 16 dex requirement, and it does bleed damage. Whip with sharp spikes. Only slightly effective against armor and tough scales, but quite formidable against enemies with exposed skin. Also causes heavy bleeding. So I don't think, with Dark Souls there's very few coincidences with things coinciding with each other. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this Xanthus King, whoever he might actually be, who's using Chaos Pyromancies, is using a thorned weapon the same way that Darkwraith Kirk uses a barbed sword. So, find that kind of interesting. So I am going to go down and get do the contraption that unlocks this door, but I will go ahead and fight this undead dragon first, just to get that out of the way, and because there's a couple of items up here I want to get. And honestly, this will probably be easier than going down there and facing all the bone wheel skeletons. So you get Soul of a Proud Knight. If you walk close enough, you awaken this undead dragon. And it charges over here. As long as you stand back, you'll be good, but if it runs over you, you will die. I'm gonna boop it on the nose. Of course, they spit the poison vomit at you. And usually his attacks are delayed. Like now, I think it's gonna spew the poison in that direction. And do it again. Quelaag's Fury Sword works fine against him. You gotta be careful because he will occasionally swipe with that claw. Yeah, fire damage works great. Then of course he drops a dragon scale. You come up here and you get the blood shield. Blood shield's pretty cool looking, actually. I like the blood shield. And it functions fine. 53 base stability, which of course improves as you upgrade it. 100% physical damage block, 30 magic, 70 fire, 50 lighting, so average defenses, and only 3 units of weight. The blood shield spoken of in the Lost Legends. The red of blood is slightly enchanted and boosts various resistances. Yeah, when you equip this thing, you get greater toxic and poison and bleed resistance and stuff like that. And of course, the lower part of the undead dragon is still here. And there's like a glitch you can do if you do a jump attack that'll make it stand up, which the developers never patched, but I think they left it in because it's actually a clever little shortcut you can take. They probably realized that and were like, well, we didn't exactly intend that, but hey, we'll just leave it there. Or maybe they knew about the function of, like, if you hit the undead dragon with a jump attack, that it would stand up. The bottom half anyway. Or maybe they meant for it to just fall off completely when the undead dragon charges forward. I'm not totally sure, but for whatever reason, they left it as is. And most players, know about that now. Alright, so let's see here. I think the halberd would probably be my best bet, going down into the little sewer channels to get that. First of all, the key. There's also a pyromancy down there and a contraption that opens that door. Actually, I have a good bit of souls right now, so I'll go ahead and rest at the bonfire. Yeah, let's get a look at this statue. A robed woman appearing to, hold a child. Doesn't seem to have a tail or anything, so could be Priscilla. Not totally sure. Huh. Alright, let's see. Level up. We're gonna do vitality, endurance, and another vitality. There we go. At this point, I'm just trying to get vitality and endurance both up to around like 30 or so. Alright. I'll go ahead and take care of the phalanx again. Phalanx. I don't really know how you pronounce that word. It's a weird Dark Souls word that you never hear anyone say. Yeah, and they will drop like spears and leather shields and stuff like that. Okay, let's see, which way is it? It's around here, I want to say. There we go. Got the wolf ring on for the poise. And a great shield or Balder sight, the Balder shield or whatever. Any shield with very high stability. But the heater shield is the best I've currently got, so it's what we're going with. Yeah, try to play defensively as much as possible. Let them come to you. There we go. Yeah, not the best damage I could be doing to them by any means. Maybe they'll respond to this club a little better, I'm not sure. With the divine modifier, but I'll try it. Okay, nothing here. Trying to play carefully. There we go. That worked. That didn't do a ton of damage either, but it worked just fine. Alright, we got another bloated hollow here who seems to be preoccupied. You get the Pyromancy Fire Surge. Speaking of which, I also didn't look at Acid Surge, so we'll read both of those now. Pyromancy foreign to the Great Swamp creates a surge of flame from palm of hand. Not all pyromancy originates in the Great Swamp. One hears rumors of unknown pyromancers inhabiting various lands, and this spell is the work of one such outlander. Presumably the Xanthus King that we managed to kill. Acid Surge also far into the Great Swamp. It makes me wonder if the Xanthus King, Jeremiah, is also Salamand, who Quelana speaks of, which I haven't gotten her yet in the game because I haven't upgraded my Pyromancy Flame up to a +10. But I will eventually do that just for her dialogue and such. Yeah, I know this. I guess Quelaag's Fury Sword will work okay in this corridor. Just worry about it bouncing off of walls and stuff. Okay. Bone wheel went way over there. There we go. Yeah, right now this is probably going to be my most damaging weapon. Alright, that's the NX key. Let's see. Key to the NX in the Painted World of Ariamis. In the wintry painted world, there is a structure resembling an old cathedral. Its annex serves as a type of storehouse. Yeah, that whole bouncing off of walls is not good. The other weapons I've used are just not doing much damage at all. Alright, so I've gotten the key and the pyromancy. The main thing now is to get the contraption that opens that door. There's also tons of bone wheel skeletons in this room, but at least now I'm a little more in the open where I can fight them a little easier. There we go. Thankfully it only takes 2 hits. There's one. Smart, hiding behind a corner. There's the contraption. Yep, I heard you coming. There we go. I think that was all of them. Gonna sweep the room real fast to make sure. Soul of a Proud Knight. Obviously a Proud Knight got down here and got him some humility from all these bone wheel skeletons. They'll do it. Alright, turn the crank, which makes the statue move. Alright. And this is out here. Great. Okay, yeah. I know where I'm at now. Excellent. Let's go this way. Got an archer shooting at me from over there. It's lovely. And if you don't have a projectile to take this rope down, you come over here to cut it down. Alrighty. I think that's it for over here. Yeah. Now that I have the annex key, I can come over this way. All these hollows in the Painted World, I'm assuming were followers of Velka or sympathizers with Priscilla or something. who got thrown in here who were not loyal to the Pantheon, but a threat nonetheless. They probably went hollow. They were probably undeads that went hollow while in the Painted World, if I had to guess. And look, all of my talking about the lore and stuff is my own speculation, like off the cuff remarks that I haven't researched too deeply, but it's just things that I remember hearing or reading about with the lore of this game. Oh boy. Crazy Crow. Get you down here where I can fight you, right? Come here. Come here. Oh, nice. Another one. And then, yeah. Fell through the bricks. Stop that. How dare you? There's another one. I done got the attention of all these guys over here, so I might as well do something about it. There we go. Yeah, see that emission of stuff there, because I killed that enemy with a backstab instead of with the actual flames. The backstab itself doesn't seem to do the flame damage. Or it doesn't have the burning modifier, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, come over here. Ah. Okay. Yep, that's a cluster there, isn't it? Okay, one of them just jumped down to their death. Stop slapping me with your wing. Rip those wings off and put them in buffalo sauce. You watch me. Huh, so I guess they both jumped down there. Definitely die from that fall. So what's up here? The Miracle Vow of Silence. Another miracle of Velka. Secret rite of the black-haired witch Velka. Prevents casting of magic within an effective area. Velka, the goddess of sin, is a rogue deity, but she is versed in arts both new and old, and is considered to have a great range of influence, even as gods are concerned. So to the other gods who are hungry for power, she definitely poses a threat. Got the Pardoner's set. Read that. We've seen this being worn by Oswald of Kareem, the Pardoner, at the Undead Church, where the first Bell of Awakening is. Let me see, it's down here. There we go, yeah. Alright, mask worn by Pardoners serving Velka, the goddess of sin. The Pardoners listen to the confessions of sinners, urging reflection and salvation. Their masks symbolize separation from worldly desires. The Pardoner's attire is uniformly black in color and said to be imbued with Velka's mystical power, which provides resistance against all manner of magic. So I'm just trying to, think of, what is Velka's connection to the Blades of the Dark Moon and Gwendolyn? I don't know. I don't know exactly how the two are supposed to, how they're coherent with each other. And we've seen this statue before in the Darkroot Garden, where we got the Divine Ember. And this is the Dark Ember. Yeah, there we go. Ember required for weapon ascension. The church long hid the forbidden black ember, and no living blacksmith knows of it. Occult weapons were used to hunt the gods, and are effective against their followers and kin. So we found the Occult Club there near Havelset, which is used for hunting gods. If he is a friend of the gods, Gwen's compatriot or whatever, what in the world would he be doing with that? Seems like there was a lot of family drama among the different gods and the whole pantheon and everything, and who, decided to follow who, whether they wanted to side with Gwen, and therefore Gwendolyn, whether they wanted to go with the Nameless King and side with the Ancient Dragons. Yeah. Let me get Velka's rapier over here. Let's see, where exactly do I want to jump down? I guess I'll jump down here. Where can I safely land? Yeah, there we go. And now I'm up here with the lovely snow rats. Get out of here. Get out of here, you bother me. Okay, I've gotten almost all of the items from the Painted World. Lore on them. Well, there we go. Little backflip move, and that'll keep me from bouncing off the wall. I think that item over there is a soul item, if I'm not mistaken. These rats do also drop humanity, the way the other ones do. Let me see here. Oop. Let's try that again. Gold coin. Which has the face of Allfather McLoyf. Let's see here. And then if I drop down here, I can get the Painting Guardian set. All right. Where are you at, Painting Guardian set? Oh, I must have passed it up. Nope, nope, nope. There it is. Okay. Hood worn by the alabaster-clothed guardians of the paintings in Anne Orlando offers substantial protection versus magic. They have guarded the great paintings of Ariamis for ages, passing their duty down through the generations, but the reason for doing so passed from all memory long ago. I speculate that they weren't necessarily trying to protect anything that lives or exists in this painting, so much as they're trying to guard it from ending up in the wrong hands. That seems like something Gwen would certainly want to put in place. Oh, never mind. That thing fell to its death. That's funny. To especially guard, the occult ember and stuff like that. The art of life drain that they fear from Priscilla. Originally, the soul of a brave warrior was the dried finger item that you can buy from the merchant in the Undead Burg. For the remaster, they made that dried finger available much earlier on in case, you wanted to play through the whole game using it. Then an egg vermifuge. I don't think that's a coincidence. The egg vermifuge is used to cure yourself of the parasite that you can get from the egg bearers in Blighttown and the Demon Ruins and places like that. And we see a lot of like pyromancy style stuff in this Painted World in the form of the Xanthus King. I wonder what, the Xanthus King's connection is to, like, Velka and, I don't know, Priscilla, maybe. But there's something about the Chaos Pyromancies that the gods don't like either. Most likely because, they're affiliated with demons, which, Gwen had led a campaign against them. With the Black Knights and everything. I'm just walking through this level, killing enemies and speculating. Oh, there's an item I missed over there. Hang on. That is actually a... You know what? I'm not sure what that is. But let me get it. I think it's either a soul item or maybe a ring of sacrifice. I'm not entirely sure. Can I survive this fall? I think I can. Yeah, there we go. No, it's humanity. Okay. It's wrong on both accounts. Let's see, how long have I been recording here? Okay, I can go a little bit further. Let me see. I think I'll go ahead and just exit the Painted World at this point. I don't know if I'm going to fight Priscilla at this point. I think maybe I'll come back and do that later. Because her items do have some interesting lore and stuff behind them. Of why the gods would fear her and throw her into the Painted World. No, you know what? I'll go ahead and fight her. I want to try and get her tail cut, though, for sure. Here's a Baron EK Knight with a great sword. I forget that he has a great sword instead of a mace. Dropped his tower shield, which is a random drop from him, but he always drops a large Titanite shard. For some reason. I don't know why. I guess if you wanted to farm them very slowly, you could just kill him over and over again. Alright, so we get to the end of the level. Go into the boss fog. And this boss is not even attacking us. Even though she looks like she's about ready to. Let's have a look at her. Everybody always obsesses over her feet. But personally, I don't trust people with foot fetishes. I think they're people with a foot fetish are usually hiding some shady stuff about themselves. I don't know why, though. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do. That's kind of a cutesy little face with some thorns coming out of where her eyebrows should be. Kind of like a dragon, wouldn't you say? And then this big, humongous, fluffy tail. Now, what type of dragon has fur on it? Seems like I remember the ancient dragon down in Ash Lake maybe having that. But it's difficult to say off the top of my head because I don't remember. Anyway, let's talk to Priscilla.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
Like if you seekest I, your desires will be requited not. So like basically leave me alone.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
I want to say challenging her and fighting her as a boss, and then killing her will put you in a state of sin, I believe. Not 100% sure on that.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
Yeah, kind of does make me sad to kill Priscilla. The reason I'm quitting out is to make the Xanthus King's armor set appear in her boss room. So you can get a little bit more lore on him. Yeah, there we go. A mysterious item once worn by the Xanthus King Jeremiah, the legendary exile. No one knows where it came from. The crown bears high-quality cloth, which is quite soft to the touch, but its bright yellow color stings the eyes, and it is clearly far too big. So why would it look like this? Well, it's very much so in the shape of one of those of the big giant wall parasite that was in Blighttown that you have to kill to get to Power Within. So maybe the Xanthus King had one of those parasites on his head and he covered it up. And it's also kind of a nod to the yellow, like the crown thing you can get in Demon Souls. It may be tattered, but its bright yellow color still stings the eyes. Yeah. Alright. I will see if I can get her tail cut real quick.
I expected as
Yep.
much from thee. Why
Her tail
dost
doesn't have
thee
a ton of
hurry
HP.
toward thine death?
I'm sorry, Priscilla. I'm only doing this for the lore. I want you to know that. Alright, let's see. She goes invisible and you have to watch for her footprints. There she is. Alright, walk behind her. You have to hit her to make her visible again. She doesn't have a ton of health. When she hits, though, it does a lot of damage.
But why? What seeketh thee?
What seeketh I? Lore. That's literally it, just lore. Oh man, I feel a little bad for that. Just a little. So Priscilla's tail cut, a dagger, a Scalian dex, 500 bleed damage, and an occult modifier. So yeah, there's definitely a good reason for the gods to fear her. The sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tail of Priscilla, the dragon crossbreed in the Painted World of Ariamis. Possessing the power of Life Hunt, it dances about when wielded, in a fashion reminiscent of the white-robed painting guardians. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, it's speculated that she is the product of Seath impregnating Guinevere, or I don't know, it's possible it could be Velka, maybe? That would make sense why she has, like, the dark, like, occultish kind of powers. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because as far as I know, Seath doesn't have anything like that. And neither would Guinevere, unless, she actually does. Soul of Priscilla the Crossbreed trapped inside the Painted World of Ariamis. Use the soul of this crossbreed bastard child, an antithesis to all life, to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. That's a little harsh. Like, dang, Dark Souls, chill. Alright, I have a ton of souls. Let's go ahead and get out of the Painted World. Alright, and just like that, we're back in Anne Orlando. Use a homeward bone and it'll take you to the Anne Orlando bonfire. And here we are. Safe and sound. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And I'm right at 59 soul level. So at this point, I may actually go online and try to co-op in Anne Orlando in order to get more sunlight medals and stuff. But I'll do that off camera, most likely. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with more Dark Souls Remastered, and until then, y'all take care.